I'm severely pissed at you for the fact that you're not using your true potential. Deep down, you know this. You know this to be true. You've got more potential, more capacity to go all in, to go the extra step or the extra mile, but you're still not listening to that voice. How can you call yourself a human being when you're operating with an animal brain instead? You succumb to all of the temptations like an animal, not thinking logically, intellectually, like a human being. Do you think you're put on this planet just to party around, just to smoke weed, just to just to get more girls? Is that the goal? Think about it. If you create a robot with artificial intelligence, would you create it just to dance around or just to hang around with friends to have a good time for that robot? What good is that robot gonna do? Surely if you're a mad scientist, then your purpose of making that robot would be for it to enjoy and have a good life and drink and smoke weed and have hangovers and party till you crash. But think about it rationally. If you were to design a robot and you've got all the intellectual properties, all the smart genius moves that you can instill in that robot, what would you make it for? Surely the purpose you've made that robot would be some sort of monetization for you in which you benefit, but also other people benefit from it. Because the main medium or the main mode of how monetization works is that you serve others. So if you're designing a robot, your purpose should be to, okay, how can this robot serve others? And then in return, you get paid for it, or the robot gets paid for it. And since you're the owner, you get the money for it. But surely you won't create a robot just to party, or just to hang around, or just to enjoy life, because that's why you've made the robot, right? Just for it to experience the beauty and enjoyment of life. It really pisses me off. And you take the small candy, the $1 candy, over that $500 tiramisu while sitting in an Italian cafe overlooking the Italian buildings and architecture. You'll always choose that measly, cheap little $1 candy that you know is harmful for you, that you know is filled with artificial sweeteners and chemicals, that is harmful not only for your body, but also for your entire immune system. You know that, but you still choose that measly, cheap candy over that high quality, good ingredient, organic ingredient based tiramisu in Italy that you could be eating and enjoying every bite of while overlooking the buildings and the architecture of Europe. How human beings operate at a different level. It amazes me how dumb human beings operate. Human beings have been given this rank that is superior from all of the creatures on this planet. All the animals, even if it is as strong as an elephant or as tall as a giraffe, human beings still are highly ranked and superior to all these animals. Why? It is because of that little tiny meat present inside of our skull called the brain and the mind and the intellect that resides inside of our head that separates us from animals. But you go out there, roam around the world with your animal brain, tempted at every moment and following your desires like you have no control over them. This is what animals do. Animals go around, roam around the world. Okay, I want to reproduce. Boom, let me go do that. And they do. Oh, I want to eat something. Let me go chase after that deer so I can have my dinner. At least this is a part where animals are passionate about as well. Human beings, when we say about going and putting in the work or chasing that deer, for us, deer is the money. Deer is the financial independence. What do? We sit around hoping that the deer will come beneath, in between our teeth. It'll just fall in between our teeth and we just have to take a bite of it. And that's it. We don't have to put any work in chasing that deer. We just have to just take a bite of it. Whenever it lands, hopefully it just lands on us. Hopefully it just lands in a way where its meat is right beneath our teeth. So all we have to do is just chew and swallow it. This is how humans are operating nowadays. And this is the sad reality. You're taking the part of the animal brain by following your desires, but you're not even being a complete animal who goes out to chase the deer, to chase the prey in order to feed themselves, in order to have the dinner of the proper dinner that night. You take the temptations part of the deer. Okay, but I'm so weak-willed. But I wanted to do that. I had this voice inside of me telling me to do that. That voice is nothing but ego. Your ego is against you. Always remember this. Whenever you're working, this little voice in your head that soothes you, that says, okay, you deserve a rest. You've worked enough. Now it's time for you to take a bit of rest. You succumb to it, thinking that it is lulling you like a soothing mother lulls a crying baby. But think about it and remind yourself that this is nothing short of an enemy. Because if it was your friend, it would have pushed you. So whenever you go and do your work, kick that ego outside the door before you go to work. Kick it outside of the door and step on it and crumble it. Really crush all the spirit of that ego so it doesn't control you. And in contrast, what is your friend? Let me tell you what really is your friend. It's that voice that you hear inside of your head repeatedly pushing you and telling you, okay, you can do another rep. You can go for another set. I know it feels like we've hit our potential, but we've got like 1% more left for us to push and go all in on. Okay, we can do 30 minutes more of the work. Okay, I think we've reached the potential, but we still got a few more steps to do. I think we can do that. That is the voice you should cling on to. That is the voice that is pushing you towards the goals that you've set. And that is the voice that you should befriend and that you should listen to often, because this is your supporter. Not the other voice that keeps you down and really soothes you like you need to relax, you deserve the rest, and after all, you deserve this victory. So rejoice, you've earned this. All of this is ego. Step on it until it crumbles and dies right in front of your eyes. It ceases to amaze me how many humans are operating like animals without having that animal spirit when it comes to work. If you are to become an animal, then become an animal and work towards that goal that you've set. Go after that deer. Chase that deer, even if other animals are looking at you, chasing that deer. You know how many buffaloes look at the lion when it rushes before a deer? You know how many buffaloes, how many zebras are just gawping, gazing at that lion who's rushing after its food. But the lion, he's so focused on that prey because that is gonna fill him up at that time. That night, he's not looking at his goals, but he's looking at his feast that is gonna be in his stomach very, very soon. And you're out there looking at your goals like they're so far fetched. Maybe I can achieve them. Oh, other people are looking at me. Oh, I shouldn't even go. Learn from a lion. Learn from an animal. It doesn't even have a brain to calculate the moves. Doesn't even have the brains to make smart moves. To speak even. He can't even communicate. Can't even persuade anybody. You're a human being. You've got the gift of gab. You can persuade a zebra to come in between your teeth so you can just take a bite of it. But you are out there thinking of yourself like that deer who's waiting for a predator to come and look at you as a prey. You're becoming that victim. And all the people who become this victim, oh, but this has happened to me. Oh, but my circumstances are different. Oh, but I'm at a different place in my life. So, oh, my situation is different from what you're explaining to me. You're nothing short of that zebra who has a lion waiting to eat him. You're just a prey. That's why it's advised to you to never become a victim. Because once you become a victim, you become a prey to a predator that is gonna come and feed on you. And your predator is nothing but your fears. All of your wildest fears that you have, those are your predators. And those fears are the ones who are feeding onto you. One limb at a time, but you can't see it. Why do you think you can't even step up or you can't even move a muscle to go the extra mile? Why do you feel like you're paralyzed in a way where you can just do a little bit of work but not a lot of it to reach your potential? Why do you think that's the case? It's because your fear has already gotten the best out of you. Your fears have already eaten a limb off of you. You think you're in great shape. You think you're complete as a human being. You've got hands, you've got feet. But your fears have stuck its teeth onto your body. And it's eating you, feeding onto you, little by little. The moment you realize that you are the victim, that you've been playing this victim unconsciously, unwillingly, that is when you take this jaw out from your fear. And that is where you throw your fear out the window. And then you've got a recovery phase where you have to recover your muscles. Whatever flesh or whatever wound has been opened, now it takes a bit of time to heal and recover. But the first step is awareness. And I'm tying it back again and again with this analogy of human and animal, of predator and prey, to drive the point home. Because most people, they've turned a blind eye to it, not knowing why they can't just move. Why? They know that they have to put in the work, but still are succumbing to that laziness or that feeling of procrastination. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, but I don't feel like it. Because you're being eaten by your fears. And you've allowed yourself to be eaten by those fears. So step up your game. Step up. Go be that lion who chases the deers. Chases even a lion. Remember this. A lion chases a buffalo who's probably twice its size. But he goes out there chases it alone without the help of other lions. And guess what happens after a few hours? That buffalo's meat resides in the stomach of that lion after a few hours. This is how determinate a lion is in its jungle. Now, you've got all day to make excuses that how your situation is different from a lion, or how we can't compare ourselves to animals. They're different in nature, and we live in this world. We don't live in a jungle. You've got all day to make excuses. But the ones who've listened to it carefully, who have resonated with the message, they will step up their game to become that lion in the jungle who not only fetches and goes for the rabbits, but also goes for the deers, zebras, and eventually a buffalo that's twice the size of him. And guess what? He takes the entire buffalo for him and his family that night because of his determination, because of knowing that once I see a prey, once I know I've locked my eyes on that prey, on that goal, on that target that I've set out to achieve, I'm gonna eat it that night. I am gonna feed on it. That is gonna be in my stomach that night. And my family is gonna enjoy it, because after a lion has killed and attacked a prey, after eating his own share, he then serves it to his family. Then the other lions of his kingdom or of his neighbor or flock, whatever it's called, then all of these lions join in to have a feast. And you can see, if you've seen the National Geography of these documentaries of the animals, of the lions, you would see how confident that lion feels after serving it to his family, after serving the meat of his hard-earned prey that he has hunted himself, then giving it to his family to enjoy. You can be the same lion in your own jungle.